The Knicks could be gearing up to make another massive trade. According to multiple NBA insiders, they note that the New York Knicks have had talks with the Portland Trailblazers about trading for guard Malcolm Brogdon. And that could be something that they're doing to help improve their bench significantly. We're going to break down this report and so much more today. So be sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. The Knicks are interested in adding Malcolm Brogdon to this roster. If you've been watching the Knicks over the last few games, yes, they've been winning. Yes, they are undefeated with OG Aunuoby on the roster, and he has fit this roster perfectly, seamlessly. He is the perfect fit. He is absolutely the wing that we've needed. But if you've also been looking at the games, if Quentin Grimes and Miles McBride are not going off, which oftentimes they're not, our bench is very weak. And that causes Tom Thibodeau to stagger some of the starters with the bench, oftentimes Jalen Brunson or Julius Randle. And if he puts Brunson in there, Brunson's playing like 44 minutes, and he's doing that each and every night. When he gets to the playoffs, who knows how his legs are going to be, his knees are going to be, or what condition he's going to be in. So when you see that and you look at that as a coach, you think to yourself, all right, I probably need some help. I probably need some more assistance at the guard spot. And that's exactly what the Knicks seem to be doing, because according to reports, they have shown interest in guard Malcolm Brogdon. This was first reported by Chris Persiani. He states the following: the Knicks have shown interest in Malcolm Brogdon. Persiani, an NBA insider, continues by stating the following: the Knicks have explored the option of trading for guard Malcolm Brogdon per multiple sources. At least one other Eastern Conference playoff team has been in contact with Portland about the veteran guard. Brogdon is represented by Clutch Sports. Persiani wasn't the only NBA insider to note this though, because as the Strickland reports here, Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports noted that New York surely has plans to keep searching for upgrades, and they will explore a wide range of names, from former Tom Thibodeau favorite Alec Burks in Detroit to sturdy Malcolm Brogdon in Portland. And he also continues by stating the following: Fisher notes the Knicks have enough draft capital and wiggle room with Evan Fournier's contract to explore a wide range of names. Shout out to Chris Persiani and Jake Fisher, two great NBA insiders who gave us these massive updates on what the New York Knicks are planning to do during this trade season, because it seems like they have their eyes on certain guards, one of those guards being Malcolm Brogdon. And I hope they have their eyes on him for the bench, because if I'm looking at the starting unit right now, I like Jalen Brunson and Donte DiVincenzo playing together. And I also like the three-point shooting that Donte DiVincenzo gives us. He is shooting a career best in three-point percentage this year for his career. Why would we move him to the bench now? He just came off of the bench, and he is thriving off of the starting unit right now. So I wouldn't do this move to put Donte DiVincenzo on the bench. I'm only doing this move if it helps the Knicks shore up their bench, and also if it doesn't cost them a lot of assets. If it also costs them maybe a couple of protected picks, I would do this deal, because we need more bench play. Quentin Grimes, I love him. I love Miles McBride, and I love what they give this Knicks team. But oftentimes, they are not hot, and they are not doing what they need to do on the offensive end for this team. Defensively, they're solid, of course, but offensively, a lot of nights, they leave a lot to be desired. But if the Knicks are able to add Malcolm Brogdon from the Portland Trailblazers, they'll help shore up their bench. They'll add somebody who can help score, who can help play make, who can play point guard off the bench. He can start if you need him to as well too. He is dynamic in that regard. But get this, the Knicks just traded away Immanuel Quickley. If they're able to add Malcolm Brogdon, they'll basically have just added last year's Sixth Man of the Year to replace last year's runner-up for Sixth Man of the Year. That would be a mind shift. Could you imagine that? And not only that, it does actually help the Knicks. It adds a position of need. It gives the Knicks more bench scoring, which is essentially what you lost with the Quickley trade. And you still have OG Aunuoby in your starting unit. And if you want to, you can even replace Donte DiVincenzo in the starting unit for Malcolm Brogdon and put him on the bench. And if you do that, you add scoring off your bench that way as well too. So Tom Thibodeau could play it in a lot of different ways. But in my opinion, I think if the Knicks traded for Brogdon, then it signals two things. Number one, they were not able to land Dejounte Murray. Because if you're able to get Murray, there's no need for Brogdon off of your bench. Because I don't think he's going to come easy. And I also think you're going to have to give up multiple first-round picks in order to get him. But if the Knicks go out and get Murray, they're likely not going to have enough assets remaining to go get Brogdon. So I think if Brogdon's on this team, on this bench, that means the Knicks swung for Murray and they unfortunately missed. But another reason you add Brogdon as well too is again because he does add that scoring off the bench. He can start if you need to. And more than anything else, he potentially could be a trade piece in the future for this Knicks team to get that star or superstar player on this roster. He has a multitude of benefits if the New York Knicks add him. So I wouldn't be mad at the addition, but I would be sad because like I said, if the Knicks add him, that means they were not able to get Dejounte Murray. In my opinion, the perfect backcourt mate for Jalen Brunson in terms of available guards right now is Dejounte Murray. So if the Knicks are not able to pull off that trade, it would definitely be bittersweet if at that point in time, because they swung out and missed, that they would go out and get Malcolm Brogdon. I wouldn't be mad at the ad. I wouldn't be upset with the addition. I would actually understand it because, again, he would give you the scoring you needed from the bench. Absolutely something that you're missing right now because Quentin Grimes and Miles McBride cannot be relied upon consistently each and every night to do that type of bench scoring for you. If you add Brogdon, you wouldn't have to worry about that. I would not be mad at all with the New York Knicks or Leon Rose making this move. However, I would absolutely be mad at them making this move if they did not do everything in their power to go out and get Dejounte Murray on this roster because he is the ad. He is the move. He is the exact move the New York Knicks need to make right now to help this Knicks team become a contender. But if they try to make that move and they fail, and then they go out and get Malcolm Brogdon, then I wouldn't be mad at the addition because I would understand it in that regard. And I could still make the argument that the Knicks would be contenders with Malcolm Brogdon because you just added the former sixth man of the year with the Boston Celtics last year to the New York Knicks. That is a huge move, no matter how you want to say it. As a Knicks fan right now, you have to be happy and you have to be excited. The New York Knicks, Leon Rose, they're making moves, impactful moves that mean something, that are helping this team. They're looking around the league and looking for guards because they know this Knicks team needs another guard to pair with Jalen Brunson to get better. And they are looking for the premier guards around the league. And if they can't get those guards, then they're looking for the secondary guards, the Malcolm Brogdons of the world. And according to Ian Begley, if they can't get Brogdon, they're looking for other names as well too. According to Begley, these are the other names the New York Knicks are looking to get. According to Begley on the Putbag podcast, he noted possible names to keep an eye on in the depth category as the trade deadline approaches. Noted that he mentioned depth, and when you mention depth, that usually means adding to your bench. And the first name on that list is Malcolm Brogdon. So if you thought Brogdon was going to come here and start, I wouldn't hold my breath on that. I think if the New York Knicks add him, like I said earlier, he would be a bench piece for this Knicks team. A significant bench piece, but still a bench piece. Other names to watch, Alec Burks. If the Knicks get Alec Burks and do that reunion, I don't know how I feel about that one. I know we need an upgrade. I just don't know how I feel about that one. I'm a little bit scarred about the years that he played Alec Burks at point guard, so you got to forgive me with that one. Other names that Begley notes here, Bojan Bogdanovic, Killian Hayes, and DeLon Wright. Notice that all of those guys beside Bojan Bogdanovic, who, if the Knicks added him, by the way, would come off the bench and likely would shoot lights out from three. But all of those guys are likely guards or they can shoot the three extremely well. But you can see what the New York Knicks are trying to do here. They're trying to add more depth for their bench that can add more scoring. Because at the end of the day, whether it's a guard or it's a forward in somebody like Bojan Bogdanovic, the main goal for the New York Knicks is to add more scoring to their bench so that way when Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle are catching their breath on the bench, they can add those guys to the rotation and they can help score so that way Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle can get a longer rest on the bench. So that way they don't have to play 40 minutes, 44 minutes, 45 plus minutes each and every night. burning themselves out each and every night. So when they get to the playoffs, they can't do anything. We don't know what they're going to be. We have no idea what they're going to look like because they played so many minutes each and every night for a game-to-game basis. We cannot give Tom Thibodeau an excuse to play Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle 40-plus minutes each and every night. Because guess what, guys? We saw it last year. If he has an excuse to do it, he's going to do it. And he is not going to have any issue doing it as well, too. So we have to make sure we give Tom Thibodeau more players, more depth that he can utilize while Jalen and Julius are resting so he doesn't have to keep playing them 40-plus minutes. You add a guy like Malcolm Brogdon, last year's Sixth Man of the Year. This Knicks team is dangerous. They are looking extremely lethal, and they look like a contender in the Eastern Conference. And that's my opinion on it. But what about you guys? What do you think about the New York Knicks potentially going after guard Malcolm Brogdon? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.